it's Andres Lunar King here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I almost cursed and I keep forgetting that I shouldn't curse on here. So my book. Okay, well, my book is finally done. Lunar Part 1 is here. I'm so freaking excited to share this with everybody. I just want people to get into it. Like, just when you buy it, support, just let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I just want to know what people think, what people feel when reading my poetry. Like, I love just knowing what it is, like what you're going through, if you could relate, if you can't relate, you know, constructive criticism, anything. I'm open for discussion when it comes to this book. So this is literally my 5th poetry book. It's my first visual poetry book. And what I mean by that is basically I took a few selfies, creative selfies, artistic selfies, I should say, that I incorporated in the book, and are some of the looks that I took for my little short films that I posted on my channel. So yeah, this is the cover. So this was a selfie of mine. What inspired this look was just, when I think of lunar, I think of Sailor Moon, I think of crescent moon. I had to incorporate the crescent moon somewhere. So I had ordered this, this like fake, obviously it's fake, but it's like a jewel, a crescent moon jewel that has like kind of like a clear adhesive in the back of it, and then you just like stick it on there. But let me tell y'all about this. Like, I ordered this from Etsy, and it was coming all the way from the UK, and I was like, bro, like, so I waited for like, I had forgot that I even ordered it, and then I was like looking through Etsy, and I was like, wait, didn't I get something from Etsy? And it was that, and I had like emailed the seller or whatever, and they were like, oh, like, it should be there like in a week, and it was, but it took so long to get here. It was only a few dollars, but I just couldn't, like, I was looking everywhere on the internet for something like that. I was gonna get like one of those fake tattoos, but I couldn't find anything, so I was just like, whatever. And then the jewelry I got from Romwe. All of this jewelry, except obviously the jewel that I just told you guys about, but all of that I got from Romwe. Very inexpensive. And yeah, my hair was blonde. I remember that's when I like first dyed it. After a while, I used to dye my hair so much, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then I was like, man, it's quarantine. Like, this was like back in, when did I first bleach my hair again? I think it was back in April. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this is the cover. And like I said, what inspired this was obviously like Sailor Moon, and also like the Egyptian goddess Isis inspired this look as well. Just because like the gold jewelry, the scorpion, the choker, yeah. And then the back, I don't know if you guys could see the little crescent moon. So it's actually what you call this is so when it's facing the other way, facing to the right, is a waning crescent moon, and when it's facing to the left, like my mirror,
are you dumb?
There, it's a waxing crescent moon. So I was born under a waning or waning. I don't know if it's waning or waning. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm just gonna say waning. I was born on a waning crescent moon, so I decided to incorporate that on the back. So yeah, I just got this like on one of those non-copywritten image websites. So yeah, and then the color, yeah, I was like, I don't know what to, cause let me tell y'all, this book was such a hassle to publish and create. I was having so much difficulty with like uploading the cover, because originally it was just supposed to be this. like this. It was this picture was supposed to take up the whole cover, right? Barnes and Noble said hell no. Like Barnes and Noble was like, no, it's not working for us. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I was literally looking up looking up stuff like online, and then I was like, bro, like, why not go on YouTube? So I went to YouTube and I finally found this guy who created his book off Barnes and Noble, and he did a little tutorial on how to do a cover. So I did it, and I was like, okay, well, it's a little different because usually, you would have like the title up here, then a picture, then the name down here. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be different. So I just decided to leave the picture in the middle and kind of make it like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just like it, so whatever. But yeah, and then I picked the color because I was like, at first I was gonna pick white, and then I was like, then I was thinking gray, and I was like, no. Then black. Black was a good one. Black, I think I might make part 2 a black cover. But yeah, I really liked, I mean, as you can see, I love the color black. That's one of my favorite colors. But I was like, black looks really good with like the yellow. It looked like really nice. But then I was like, you know what? So I asked a few of my friends and I was like, what color do y'all think? And then everybody picked yellow. So I was like, okay. So yeah, this is the cover and the back cover. So yeah, so let's get into this. So I'm just gonna read you guys like 2 poems, and then I'm gonna read you guys the intro and like why I decided to call this book Lunar and my inspiration behind it. So Lunar. Lunar means of or relating to the moon. So I've always related to the moon, especially like a crescent moon shape or like a full moon shape. Ever since I was little, I had a fascination with like looking at the moon and just being like captivated by her beauty. And then obviously like Sailor Moon inspired me a lot. And then there was this book that I used to read when I was younger, like in my kind of like as I was an older teen or whatever. There was this book called Daughters of the Moon, and it was like these, like, I think it was like 4 or 5 girls that had like these different abilities or whatever, and they were like reincarnated. So yeah, so like all of that inspired me to call this Lunar. And then my Instagram name is Andres Lunar King, which I'm actually decided that I'm gonna make my creative name, my entrepreneur name, when I become famous. So yeah, it's gonna be my middle name Andres and then last name Lunar King. So it just stuck. So this is actually the first book that I'm using my creative name. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, Luis Cecilio doesn't go good with Lunar, so Andres Lunar King sounds better. So yeah, so like I said, I'm just gonna read you guys a little intro. So I've always had a fascination with the moon, her mystery, her energy, and her beauty. The most intriguing phases to me have always been crescent and full. Recently, I found out that I was born on a waning crescent, which makes perfect sense on why I've always been drawn to this phase the most. Also, growing up watching Sailor Moon made me fall in love even more. The moon governs our emotions, and my moon sign is in Virgo, which is all about perfection, overanalyzing, servicing others, and self-awareness. I love my moon sign the most because diving into my emotional side brings out my best creativity. This part 1 of Lunar, sorry, I can't even read what I'm writing, I'm sorry, y'all. This is part 1 of Lunar. I hope you enjoy this roller coaster ride of love, shadow work, and heartbreak. I will forever honor the moon. I will forever be a lunar. Love and blessings, Andres Lunar King. And P.S. This book is dedicated to my family and close friends. Thank you for helping me embrace my light and my dark energy and for your love and support. Oshun, Shango, St. Jude, Santa Marta, and my other deities, I am forever grateful for your love and protection, as above, so below. So for many of people that watch my channel who do not know, I am a witch. So I honor my ancestors and I honor like, different planets and different deities. So those names that I named are my deities, but those will be for another video in the very late future. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pick a few poems. I'm gonna give you guys like probably a few like some of the longer ones. This is one of my favorite ones actually, so I'll read this one and then I can show you guys a picture. I mean, you guys already probably seen that on my Instagram for some of you guys that are watching this, but so this one has no title. Some of the poems that I have in here have no title, and then some of them do. Okay, so dive into this icy whirlpool. Once you sink in, feel the heat rising. No escaping the path you choose. Your seduction became ill-fated. Create goosebumps on my skin before you ghost me. I'll attend your funeral in my best attire. Looks can kill, and your eyes taunt me and break my heart slowly. Black roses on your casket, rain pouring right before you go under. I never needed a spell to cause you to fall. My lips are already enchanted. I act more than I speak. This intensity isn't for the weak. And then this is the picture for that one. So what inspired this poem is basically, I was thinking of like, I don't know if you guys ever have encountered this, but like when you like somebody or like when you have like a crush on somebody, and then it's like kind of like reciprocated, but I'm gonna need them to like go mow the grass somewhere else. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is like the only opportunity that I have to like record this video. So I was just like so annoyed because I mean I know they have a job, they have to like mow, like cut the grass or whatever, but I'm just like, bro, like why now? But anyways, so yeah, so I was saying, like have you guys like I don't know if you guys have ever had like a crush or like you guys were talking to somebody or whatever, and then it's like the reciprocation is like a little mediocre. Like it's like they kind of give you a little bit like enough for you to like hold on and still like try to talk to them and get to know them, but then it's like, you know, like that there's something holding them back, or they might like be talking to other people, or they might be going through something, or whatever the case may be. Like it's something holding them back from like fully giving you like their attention and like, you know, like whatever. And it's like, granted, like, you know, obviously when you're like getting to know somebody or talking or whatever you want to call it these days, obviously it's not really an obligation for the other person that you like to like be fully invested in you. Obviously, like that's, you know, because you guys are not in a relationship. But it's like at the same time you're like, damn, like can I get more attention, can I like whatever. So that's why I wrote that. So basically you know, and it was also like, so when I'm saying dive into this icy whirlpool, it's like sometimes like when you don't know me and like if I'm trying to get to know you, like at first like my guard might be a little up and I might come across a little like standoffish or like cold, you know, like aloof or whatever. So and then why I said whirlpool is because like once you get to know me, you know, I'm like a little magnet. Like, you know, once you get to know me and you realize like, oh, he's cool as shit, and like, you know, obviously I'm not perfect, but it's like I know that I'm very like I have magnetism. I know that I'm a very magnetic person. I pull a lot of individuals. So that's just the type of energy that I give off. So that's basically what a whirlpool is. It's like a water magnet. Like it pulls people in. So that was kind of like the analogy of that. And then when I said once you sink in, feel the heat rising, it's like even though I'm like a whirlpool, it's like I have a lot of passion inside me. I have a lot of fire inside me that I don't show a lot of people. So then when I was like, no escaping the path you choose, your seduction became ill-fated, it's like you chose to entertain me. So and you chose to seduce me because most of the time, honestly, like I could probably say like 80% of the time that I've ever like entertained a guy or like dated them or talked to them or messed around with them, it's always been because, not always, but it's mostly been because they've initiated it. So that's why I'm like, there's no escaping this path now. You know what I mean? Like, as cocky as this sounds, like for me, anytime that I deal with a guy, like I'm gonna get something out of them. And I'm not meaning like money or anything like that, but like it's like, you know, I'm gonna get something. So it's like that's why I was like, it's no escaping now, like because I'm gonna get what I want, and I might not necessarily get all I want, but I'm gonna get something. So, um, and then when I was like, your seduction became ill-fated, um, so then I was like, create goosebumps on my skin before you ghost me. So I did an analogy because of the show Goosebumps. Um, and then the ghost me part. For some reason, while I was writing this poem, like I thought of Goosebumps. I don't know why. It just popped up in my head. Like, I don't know if this happens to you guys where like random thoughts just pop up in your head when you're writing or when you're creating. And I thought of that and I was like, hmm. So, that was definitely like my muse or the divine like talking to me. So I was like, that was like a play on words. Because, like Goosebumps is like I don't know if most of you guys have watched Goosebumps or like read the books or whatever, but it was like based off of like scary like I remember the puppet and like a few other things. So basically, it was like a scary show like for kids or whatever. So then when I was like create goosebumps on my skin before you ghost me, so that was a play on words like the ghost goosebumps, and then that's what a lot of guys tend to do to me. They just ghost. So I was like, basically create goosebumps on me, just basically make me feel good, make me feel. Um, so then I said, I'll attend your funeral in my best attire. So that was a play on words because, like basically dressing to kill. Um, and then look, I said, looks can kill, and your eyes taunt me and break my heart slowly. So that was just like a dramatic thing because it's like usually when I like a guy, like it's very intense, and I'll be like, damn, I want to be with them like now. So yeah, and then I just put black roses on your casket, rain pouring right before you go under. That was just a dramatic effect, and I never needed a spell to cause you to fall. My lips are already enchanted. Because even though I am a witch, like I don't believe in casting magic on people unless somebody is like legit sending you bad juju your way or sending you bad vibes your way. Like, obviously I would do like a reversal spell or something like that or a counteracting spell, but like I don't believe in like casting love spells on people. Like, no. So that's why I stepped. I was like, I never needed a spell to cause you to fall. My lips are already enchanted. Like, I am a spell. Like, I'm a walking spell. Like, I don't need to cast a spell for you to fall for me because my energy is enough. So yeah. And then I act more than I speak. This intensity isn't for the weak, which goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. Like, you know, um, like when I first start getting to know somebody, like I am a little, takes a little while to kind of break me down a little bit. So yeah, so that was that one. That was a little breakdown of that one. So now I'm just gonna try to find. Let's do this one. We could get a little deeper. So this one is kind of like a little bit of, excuse me, the same theme. It's called Relinquishment Spell. So this one actually has a title. So I started it off with like just a quote. I used to do that a lot with my previous book. So from whence they came, return them now, banish these emotions, banish them now. And what inspired that quote was my favorite which is Charmed. Okay, so once again, it's called Relinquishment Spell. So I think I've been resurrected so many times, and I still have the weight of your memory buried deep in my heart. You wished me the best, you said I deserved it all, but you're not included in the all. Obviously, the gods don't believe that you're my soulmate. They don't think we should be. I've settled for defeat, especially after you told me your space is now occupied by a foreign body. That's not my silhouette. This candle I shall burn in hopes that when I wake up, I can surrender the thought of us forever. So, what inspired this poem was basically me not being completely over this guy that I used to, I'm not gonna say his name, but this guy that I used to talk to For years on and off. He lives in New York. I was living in Ohio. Then I moved to New York for him, and because I wanted a change of scenery. I just wanted something new. I was born in New York. I lived there up until I was 11. Then I moved back and forth on and off, like from the East Coast to Ohio, like my whole life. So yeah, I met him off of Instagram, and it was just random. We would talk every day. We would FaceTime every day, and then I ended up falling in love with him. But then he would just act like he never wanted to see me, and like, I was like, he's not catfish because we're FaceTiming, so I know it's him. So whatever. So then like years later, we stopped talking. Then it would just always be back and forth. Like we would flirt and stuff, and we would say we miss each other, but then we try to be friends, and that didn't work either. So then I found out that he got a boyfriend, and then that really broke my heart because I'm like, damn, like what I wanted, somebody else has now. But everything happens for a reason. Obviously, I wasn't meant to be with him, and he wasn't meant to be with me. So, whatever. But that's basically what inspired this poem. It's like I wanted there to be a spell. There probably is a spell, but basically, I need a spell to like get over this guy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not completely over him. There's still some type of residue or some type of energy that's like, I just need to cut the cord with him. But yeah, that's what inspired this poem. And then I can show you guys the picture that's next. And then I guess I could read a short little quote that I put next to it. It's the ones you settle for that break your heart the most. What inspired that was basically my previous ex that I spoke about in my one of my YouTube videos. Because I did settle for him. Like initially he wasn't my type. It was just his personality that I liked, and then after a while, like after discovering everything, I still settled because I'm like, okay, like let's try to work it out. No one's perfect. So it's usually like that. Like the ones that you settle for break your heart the most because you're settling. Like you're settling. You're not. This is not what you want. This is not what you know in your heart and your head that you deserve. So it's like in the long run, it's not really only them that's breaking your heart, but you're breaking your own heart because you're settling for something that you initially don't want and you necessarily don't need. So that's what inspired that quote. So yeah, that's just a little preview. I guess I could do one more. I'll give y'all this one. So this one has no title. So after the mirror shattered in front of me, I had no choice but to pick up the glasses and risk getting cut. My reflection tainted me and I gave in. I reacted. I let all of my darkness and succumbed to it for just a moment. I know this feeling isn't temporary, it just comes in waves, but they feel like tides. Their faces like the moon, ever changing, but the energy remains the same. I am me, all glory and all hell, my best friend and my worst enemy, my own motivator and my worst critic. The devil always has fun with me, but the angels always come back to whisper, there's still hope. So what motivated this poem is when I was going through a phase that I was just like, I can't stand myself. Like, I can't stand myself. I can't stand other people right now because I can't stand myself and I'm not happy within myself. And I was just going through a period where I was doing shadow work. And I think, yeah, this actually was still when I was dating my ex, and this was like towards like more like the end, probably like a month and a half or maybe two before we broke up. But yeah, I was just doing like a lot of self-reflection, and I was like basically I was getting in my own way. Like I was stopping my own happiness when it came to the relationship because I was like, I know that he's playing me and I'm trying to play dumb, so why not end this? Like this is causing you to resent him and resent yourself. I was going through a transition where I was what am I doing? Like I'm fully into this relationship and I'm forgetting about some of my friends. Not forgetting, but like neglecting some of my friends. I'm neglecting my craft. Like I wasn't neglecting my spirituality. That I was like, okay, I'm not, like I already learned my lesson when it came to that. I was like, and I told him straight up, I was like, I'm not putting after you. Like that comes before you, that comes before myself. Like, so yeah, so that I wasn't neglecting that. But when it came to like my friendships and my craft, like, you know, I was kind of like losing sight of that. And I was just like, yo, like, I can't. I can't do that. So, yeah, it's basically like just like a self-reflecting shadow work type of poem. Basically, I mean, I feel like that could go with anybody. Like like you're your own worst enemy basically most of the time, because if you're self-critical and self-doubting and self-loathing and self-hateful, you're being your own enemy. So it's like I feel like the best person that can get you out of your funk and hype you up and make you feel beautiful is yourself. Like, because if you depend on that with other people, it's just like you're just causing a disservice to yourself, and you're causing yourself to depend on other people. And then when you don't get that from other people, you're gonna be like, it's gonna go back to square one. You're gonna be like, oh, like, you know, you're always gonna need that. So it's just like once you realize that all you really need, like, yeah, you do need sometimes support and love from your friends and family and your spouse or whatever. But most of the time, I would say like, to be honest, 75% of the time, like it should come from yourself. It should come from within, because at the end of the day, like you came into this world by yourself and you're most likely gonna leave this world by yourself. So it's like it's not on a selfish tip, it's more like on a self-love tip. It's like love yourself. Like don't expect other people to love you when, as cliche as it sounds, you can't love yourself or you can't take care of yourself. So that's what that poem was about. So yeah, that's enough for the sneak peeks, y'all. Hopefully, you know, you guys will support my book if you like poetry or if you love poetry. Lunar, I will put a link on my page. And yeah, it will be on sale for Barnes and Noble for $22.22. I decided to price it that because 22 is my favorite number, and I was like, let's just double it. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys next time.